Yeah, I'm pretty convinced the B in Team B stands for betrayal at this point because, yeah, that's all that happened in this episode. What's up, guys? King Marley here, back to bring you yet another Tower of God episode review, and we're going to talk about the much anticipated episode 9. Also, I have some Warzone gameplay playing in the background. I think I had about like what 13 kills in the end, and we got a dub, so that was pretty good. But yeah, if you want to play with me or my squad, don't be afraid to hit me up in the comment section down below. Um, Note, I also try to live stream here on YouTube every day, so if you want to watch my shenanigans, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you make sure you don't miss out. Alright, so let's get into this review. Like in the beginning, it's pretty obvious like that this episode's theme is like pretty heavily geared towards like betrayal. Um, but yeah, like we were like pretty shocked last episode where like Kun betrayed his team when he sort of didn't, in the end for like for Bam's sake. But yeah, this episode definitely takes the cake. So we pretty much start off with Endursi where she's like pretty much killing her own teammates. And I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much thought she was batshit crazy in the beginning. Then we sort of go into a little bit of like a background into Endorsi during this fight, where she basically is saying she had to kill in order to survive when she was younger, and then in order to not basically like starve and shit. And this kind of shows like her mentality and her character. So it pretty much starts off with Endorsi facing off against two of the other Team B members, plus Bam, who's basically a neutral party in the situation. So obviously she watches the floor with these two members because they're a lot weaker. But in this moment we kind of see one of Endorsi's kind of like her downfall in a way, and that's because like she's like extremely cocky. It's like every other scene she's like either like gloating or just saying like how she's a princess of jihad and like how much better she is than everyone else. And then we see this kind of play a factor because she let her guard down and actually got blasted by one of the I think it was like a combustion weapon. Luckily for her, Bam steps in with his plot armor and pretty much takes the blast and saves her and tries to talk no jutsu her, but obviously that doesn't work. And that was like maybe like the first like 2, 3, maybe even 4 minutes into the episode. And no, I just want to stop right now and pretty much say this episode made me hate so many characters, and that's just because of like the betrayal, like the jealousy. Like it just was not necessary, but I don't know, like the writers, they did such a good job because this was one of those episodes where I don't know, like I felt like it was long, but it's one of those episodes where you didn't want it to end at the same time. But that's besides the point. Let me continue with the review. All right, let's talk about Quaint and some of the fights that we got to see during this episode. So this Quaint this week, he's like super serious. I remember in episode 8, he was pretty much like super comical. He didn't really take it seriously. He's like, I'm a ranker, like I could do this, like I could do that. You guys are beneath me, basically. This episode, I feel like Kun really, really like humbled him. But yeah, he was like straight to the point. He's like, I'm gonna beat everyone's ass, and yeah, the fights were pretty good. Like the animations were very smooth. But yeah, so the next sort of like fight scene that we get is Hats and like the Spear Bearers. And this really like pissed me off. But yeah, so like Hats and like the other two Spear Bearers, I think one of their names was like Pericule or I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name. I'm gonna butcher it. But yeah, they came up with an idea where his Hats is he's gonna lead Quaint into like the darkness, and then they're gonna throw their spears at him essentially, and that was supposed to be the plan. So Hats is gonna be the bait, and then they're gonna take out the ranker. Um, but yeah, and I didn't even see this coming too. But Hats is fighting with Quaint, and he obviously knows he's no match for him. So what does he do? He tries to hold him, as best as he can, waiting for them to like basically throw their spears at him. And they betrayed him. They left. Just playing their own game. Obviously, you really can't blame them. But like, I just thought that was like super messed up. And yeah, we see like a brutal scene where like he absolutely smashes Hats' face into the wall, and I'm not even sure. Like, I didn't read like the manual or anything, but I'm not even sure if he's still alive. But I just thought that was crazy. It was a great fight scene. All right, let's fast forward a little bit and let's talk about Ho. I'm gonna just be blunt. I absolutely hated this character, and I'm kind of glad he's dead. And I'm hoping he stays dead. But yeah, leave a like down below if you agree with me. But I feel like I don't know, like he was just such a bad character, and obviously we've seen this coming for a few episodes now, like kind of like with the scene with like Laro, and when like like he taught Bam how to like shoot the Shinsu, and just all all the scenes where like he just was really jealous of Bam, and he did all of this out of jealousy. He really tried to kill, like he stabbed Rachel because he was jealous of Bam and wanted to get him out. Like that's just crazy. He goes down in anime history as one of the saltiest characters ever, to be honest. Like the only good thing that happened out of this whole scene is that we kind of got to see a little bit of like Bam's like power. Like like everyone has their kind of like their quirk, like in My Hero Academia sense. Like where Kun has like this bag that can copy things. We get a sense of what Bam can actually do, and that's sort of like he's a quick learner. I'm not sure if it's like mimicking or if he just like he can catch on to things pretty quickly. But yeah, so pretty much the ranker Quaint, he steps in and he's like, yeah, I'm looking for your it, and like he tries to stop Ho basically. So he hits Bam with like some Shinsu move which paralyzes him, and he tells him how to do it by putting it inside of his body. And that was kind of like the blueprint Bam needed, and I don't know if he knows he has this ability, but he ends up hitting Quaint with the same move. Like when Dorsey comes and is attacking Quaint, and Quaint's like he's shook at this point. Like he's like, what? He really mastered like one of my techniques in like matter of seconds. But yeah, I thought this fight was like epic, because you have Dorsey who's like acrobat on her own, and she's like like sparring with Quaint, and then you have Bam in the background, like testing out his new move where like he's pretty much trying to like stop Quaint from moving, and then he's also shooting like his Shinsu, and also like what I mean, like it's just showing like Bam's got an arsenal now, and it's only gonna grow from here. But even with the dynamic duo tag team of Dorsey and Bam, like Quaint, he proved like he's a beast. Like he still beats them like in a way, like what I mean, like, and I thought it was pretty funny like when he pretty much like snatched off like Dorsey. He doesn't just take like the badge as he did with like kind of like a knock, but he kind of like just ripped off like her whole jacket, and I thought that was hilarious. Like I had to replay that a couple times. So obviously this episode comes to an end where Quaint thinks he won, and we get the scene where Dorsey walks up to Quaint, and she basically rests her forehead on his shoulder in like an act of like I thought it was kind of pity. She really played his role like right. But I was absolutely dying at this scene. She absolutely plays him, because the badge that he grabs actually turns out to be her panties, and she then grabs his badge, and then Team B wins. Yeah, Quaint's out here taking double L's in back-to-back episodes. But yeah, that's all I have for today's review, guys. Hopefully you liked it, and also like the Warzone gameplay I had in the back. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below, and also your predictions for episode 10. Peace.